Hey there, welcome to this video, guys. This is writing quadratic functions. Actually, I'm not going to write quadratic functions in vertex form. The objective is just to be able to identify vertex form, find the vertex, the value of A, and then the direction of opening. And then we'll also look at graphing things in vertex form. And then in my next video, we'll graph quadratics using standard form. Okay, so just a review here. Quadratic function is any function that is in this form: ax squared plus bx plus c. All right. Now we can write a quadratic form, a quadratic equation, a quadratic function in two ways. We can write it in this way, which is standard form, or we can write it this way, which is vertex form. Now vertex form gives us the vertex, so it's a times x minus h squared plus k, where hk is our vertex. And depending on whether or not a is positive, it'll open up. If it's negative, it'll open down. All right, so we'll have an upside down parabola, and this will be a right side up parabola. All right, so let's take a look at some examples here. Let's identify the vertex. And first, in order to do this, we need to make sure we know what form this is. So this right here is going to be vertex form. And I'm going to add a little plus 0 here. All right. So according to vertex form, remember vertex form is y equals a x minus h squared plus k, where h comma k is the vertex. So we always take the opposite value of what's inside. Okay, my vertex, my x value is going to be the opposite value, so it's -2, and then my k here is 0. So this is my vertex. The value of a, well, a is always the number in front right there, so the value of a is -3. And then the direction of the opening just choking, is going to be down, right? And it's down because this is negative, right? A negative value gives us an opening that's down. So now we're going to graph this function because it is in vertex form, so I'm going to go and graph it. Okay, so I'm going to draw. I'm so bad at drawing straight lines on this. Yeah, we'll just look at this, okay? So I'm going to first draw the vertex. So I'm going to go -2, 0. So that's this point here. Then what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to have two values that are equidistant from the vertex. So my recommendation is just go one distant over, okay? We're going to make a little XY table here. So my point here is at -2, 0, so I'm going to pick -3 because that's 1 unit away, and I'm going to pick -1 because it's 1 unit away. I'm going to plug this x value into my equation right here. All right, so I'm going to get, let's put it over here on the side, -3 times -3, okay, this is my x value that I'm plugging in, plus 2 squared plus 0. It's going to be -3 times -1 squared, which is going to give me -3 times +1, which is -3. So the y value is -3. So check this out. These are the same distance away, so I'm going to go -3, okay, -3 right here, and down 3. And since this is the same distance here, we're going to do the same thing here. Okay, this is also going to be -3 because a parabola is symmetric. So the same distance away from the vertex, all right, these have to be the exact same y coordinate. So I'm going to graph it the best I can here, and there's my graph. All right, let's take a look at another one. Identify the vertex. Again, the same question. Now this is not in vertex form, so we could do two things. We could put it in vertex form, or we can use a nice and nifty formula. So the formula we're going to use is the x value for the vertex. Okay, just the x value for the vertex is given by negative b over 2a. All right, negative b over 2a. So we're going to plug it into this. This is going to be 2x squared plus 0x minus 3, where a is 2, right? A is 2, so I'm going to put that in red. A equals 2. We know that, right? Because that's what we're looking for. All right, b is 0, and c is negative 3. So let's go and plug it in this formula. So negative 0 over 2 times a, which is 2. Now 0 divided by 4 is just 0. So our x value for my vertex is 0. So I'm going to take that value and I'm plug it in right there for x to find my y value. So my y value is going to be 2 times 0 squared minus 3, which is negative 3. So my vertex is going to be 0, comma, negative 3. Again, guys, this really isn't that hard if you just memorize negative b minus 2a. Okay, and then you get that and plug it in and then find that. Okay, that's the vertex. Now, what direction is going to open in? Well, since a is positive, it's going to go up. Okay, and then tomorrow I'll show you how to graph, or in my next video I'll show you to graph it in standard form. All right? Okay, so let's do a couple practice problems here. Identify the vertex. Now, in vertex form, this is easy peasy, right? Lemon squeezy. The vertex is opposite of that, negative 3, and then the same as this here, negative 5. And what is a? A is 4. And is it going to go up or down? It's going to go up. Okay? So I'll make my chart. Oops. Let's do it the right way here and make some nice looking axes. Okay. All right, so then I'm going to plot my vertex, oops, which is negative 3, negative 5, right there. And then I'm going to go 1 over, so negative 3, so I'm going to do negative 2 and negative 4. So let's plug in negative 2 in here. And we're going to get 4 times negative 2 plus 3 squared minus 5. You should start to notice that if you pick one distance over, this right here in the middle is going to be 1, which should be relatively easy to figure out. All right, so when I plug that in, I get negative 1. So I'm going to get negative 2 comma negative 1, which is there. And again, if I have a point that's my point on that side, I got to have it on this side, because it has to be symmetric. And then I draw my parabola like such. Okay, let's go to another one. These are all the same, folks. So this time we're in standard form. So what are we going to do? We're going to do negative b over 2a. So let's go and do it. Negative b is negative 6 over 2, and a is negative 1. So we're going to have negative 6 over negative 2, which is negative 3. Now this is the x value, right? This is my x value. So I'm going to take that x value, I'm going to plug it in to my x's to find my y. So negative 3 squared plus 6 times negative 3 minus 5. Math in my head. Negative 9 minus 18 minus 5. Okay, do the math in my head very quickly. I'm not very quick at math like that. 23, 32, negative 32. Let me make sure I did that right. 27, yeah, okay. So my vertex is going to be, my vertex is going to be negative 3 comma negative 32. Okay. My a, we already know, is negative 1. That's right there, right? That's a. And it's going to go down. Okay, the direction is down. All right, and again, I'll show you how to graph those in my next video. All right, again, we got standard form. Let's do it again. Okay, negative b over 2a. All right, negative b over 2 times a. Okay, remember this is b, this is c, and this is a. So I'm going to get negative 18 over 4, which reduces to negative 9 halves. Okay, then I have to plug this in here. Okay, so I've got to plug this in here for x. So I'm going to get y equals, and yeah, I know you're looking at me going, man, I got to do fractions. Yep, sometimes we got to do fractions, guys. 81 over 4 plus, this goes into this 9 times, so we got 81 minus 3. Okay, I'm going to do this real quick in my calculus, I'm going to do this real quick. Okay. All right, here we are. So I got negative 4.5 and negative 43.5. Just a note here, I forgot to put a negative 9 halves here, so make sure you can fix that out. You know, hopefully we don't have too many of these that have, you know, big fractions, and if we do, we'd probably use a calculator. So let's take a look at a few more here. These are all the same, so why don't you try practicing them using the negative b over 2a formula. Okay, so in this case we've got negative b over 2 times 1, which is going to give me negative 4. I'm going to plug negative 4 in here to find the vertex. Alright, so I'm going to get y equals negative 4 squared plus 8 times negative 4 minus 3. Okay, so 16 minus 32 minus 3 is negative, which is negative 19. Okay, so negative 4 comma negative 19. Take a look at another one. Again, you're going to use the negative b over 2a because this is in standard form. So negative negative 8 over 2a. So we're going to get 8 over 2a, which is 4, which is going to give me 2. So I'm going to take 2 and I'm going to plug it in to x squared. Okay, so y equals 2 times 2 squared minus 8 times 2 plus 15, which is 2 times 4, which is 8. Minus 16 plus 15, which is going to give me 9. So I'm going to have 2 comma 9 as my vertex. And again, you know what A is. A is 2, and direction of opening, since it's positive, since A is positive, it's up. All right, so that kind of concludes what we're using in terms of vertex form and standard form to find the vertex, okay? So again, make sure you can use vertex form here, the opposite of this. And then this point here will give you the other vertex, and then graph it using equidistant point. And then, of course, doing standard form by doing negative b over 2a and plugging it back in. All right, folks, that's it. And I know I just got louder, and I won't get any louder than that. I'll just say bye-bye.